Hey all, I want to kind of go over some of the modifications in the homework with you. So why don't we just begin on Moodle. So you'll see we have week 5 here, and I say disregard info in your hard copy of syllabus. What I've done is I've added and subtracted things. So especially for your readings here, I want you guys to read in Kutz-Josberger. This is not just supplemental. This will really ground some of the things that you're going to be learning or trying to learn from the Sal Grammar of Biblical Hebrew in chapters 7 and 8. And you can find the Kutz-Josberger PDF textbook up here, Biblical Hebrew Grammar, Kutz-Josberger. Okay, so you go ahead and open that up, and it'll begin downloading. It'll probably take a little while. But essentially what you'll be doing then is navigating to chapter 6, okay, and at this point I'm going to go to my own copy rather than there. And you've got a bit more narrative a reading of explaining Hebrew adjectives and how they work. So the most important stuff is up to page, let's see here, they give you a good table there, comparative and superlative uses, and they summarize. Then they go into demonstrative pronouns. You can stop short if you want of demonstrative pronouns and just read through page 111 in chapter 6, okay? But then they do talk about Hebrew nouns at the end of the chapter, and that's really helpful. So you're also going to be reading chapter 16, at least some parts of chapter 16, okay? There we are. Alright, so this is on participles and infinitives. I just want you guys to be reading about participles, okay? So I know you're getting busy at this point, but just stick with me. So participles work much like adjectives, and they'll explain that in this chapter, okay? So chapter 16 in Kutz-Josberger, you follow along, and they explain to what degree and how participles are similar to Hebrew adjectives. Okay, and then you're going to read in chapter 11 as well. Now, in the book that we're using in Sal, I still do want you to read chapter 7 and chapter 8, but this will give you some grounding, right? And I give you the page numbers that I want you to read over here in nope, sorry, in the Moodle shell, okay? So that I posted up here. Let's go back to this, and I'll continue walking through some of the changes here for week 5. That is the 28th. Okay, so so you'll prepare Kutz-Josberger. You'll read chapter 7 and 8 in Grammar of Biblical Hebrew. Most of the videos are all review. The main one that you want to watch for this week is the noun modifiers. And then you'll have, as I said, a quiz on chapters 7 and 8 in Grammar of Biblical Hebrew. If you have time, please do try to work through the accent exercise. I'll explain that in just a second. And then as far as your grammar exercises in Grammar of Biblical Hebrew, I say please do use the handbook to the Grammar of Biblical Hebrew as a helper, okay? So, I mean, even especially in exercises for chapter 8, I don't care if it's open in front of you and you're just trying to understand how they got to certain things, okay? That's completely okay with me, and then bring all your questions. when you come to class. Okay, so for your accent activity, I handed out to you the accent sheet, but then also sent you this. I don't know if it's clear or not, but so be it. What I like about this more than the way that Sal does it is that they give you the various levels, which helps you understand the sort of disjunctive force of things. And then here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to give you the answers, of course, because I want you to understand what it is that I'm asking of you. And if you can't see the accents very well, I understand. And if so, the main one that I want you guys to be really aware of right at this point is the atnach, and the siluk with the sof pasuk, sort of the end verse and the mid verse here. And you can see that sometimes they'll come at various places. So here's the mid verse break right there. Here's the end verse. Here's the mid verse. Here's the end verse, and the rest of them are being broken up in similar way. Now, using these disjunctive charts and the conjunctive, I want you guys to go to the back page, which I don't have right here, and try to complete that, and then we'll talk about that in class. Okay, so that's your homework, and if you have any questions, please do feel free to email me, okay? Hope you have a good weekend.